Well, hello guys, me again here. Holy shit, it works. Today we're gonna try and make something work for a hobby thingy that I've got involved in for a while. I'll start off with a disclaimer. We're gonna talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain networks, and I am by no meaning giving financial advice, nor do I advertise NKN in any way or try to speculate the value of this coin in the future. More to that, I know very little of NKN. The reason I'm working on this is just purely because I'm using their internal network API thingy that I got involved to in quite some time ago, and I actually saw an opportunity where many people are trying to figure out the analytics they have on their nodes, mining nodes, and I've managed to actually come up with an idea on how to historically store these, and I think this will bring value. This is not meant to come out as an encouragement to start cryptocurrency mining, nor is it about cryptocurrency trading. Just the coding part of it. So hope that's clear. Besides that, so what can I do? What can I say? NKN is some sort of a coin that is about it's called new kind of network. So it's a new network, a distributed network for content delivery, and I'll let you guys read through all of this because I don't think I am by far a specialist on this. I just hanged out on their Discord channel and learned a few things and figured that it's an early young community that might be interesting to be part of. It's written in Go. You can check out their GitHub their GitHub repo, and also they have an Explorer. So this is what actually got my attention. When I saw this Explorer, I was like, where did I get this data about all these network nodes? A node basically is a server, and then transactions and providers information. Ranking is based on the coin market cap and other things, and you have the price, which is like 22 cents and actually 2 cents and a bit. I'm not interested in that. But then they have cool maps like this, where like it shows you how nodes are communicating or transferring data and locations of all of these nodes, and I'm like, okay, since this is a blockchain, most likely this is all available and can be actually we can get access to it. So this is actually the first thing that I got involved in, and I saw this. How does it work? You check your node, you put your IP in, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'll do it real quick and then we'll get back to this part. So but you take an IP, you press check your node, and you get this dump of data. And I'm like, whoa, this is basically interfacing with a node or some sort of server that interfaces with a node and WebSocket domain. So yeah, obviously what I did is inspect the element, figure out what kind of requests it's making, and here somewhere under check my node for XHR, I think it was under latest. Yay, here I saw all of this. So initially what I started doing is basically SigChain. This one I didn't know of. Oh, but this is actually something different. This latest is basically a bigger network sort of thing. Wallet. Yeah, I don't know. But I think here under stats, this is the stat. These are the stats of my node. Oh no, wait. Check my node. Which one did it redo? I think now he's hiding it. But anyway, there was a way to figure out what it's calling. Maybe it's here under all. So this intrigued me. What I've learned is that I don't need to call this guy's API. I can actually interact with the nodes on the network, hence the open network. And I've built this. It's a small React app that I've built in by mainly for myself and my friends, because during last summer we got a little bit excited about like what NKN is and the fact that you can mine on it and you don't need expensive GPUs, you just need a CPU. Yeah, we didn't make any money. In fact, we actually lost a little bit of money. Thus, I don't encourage anybody to try to mine things for money. For me, it was a project to learn about Salt, to orchestrate multiple servers. So I had like, I don't know, I think 10, 15 servers that I was orchestrating through Salt and configuring. And that was fun. And it was well worth the money I paid for AWS to host those things. And yeah. No money has been made. So anyway, the idea was this, to actually basically have a simple table that updates every 5 seconds or so, or 10 seconds, I don't remember, and figure out the same, like basically showcase the data here. However, I did go one step further, and I started doing some calculations, like the average ping and lower ping and highest ping, because I did read somewhere in their papers that you get more rewards, or it's more efficient for you if you actually have a lower ping. And then also I've started figuring out what other data you can get, and you can get the number, you can get all the neighbor connections, so neighbor connections that are connected to, other nodes that are connected to your server. So yeah, I've been playing around with it. I started calculating the messages per hour. So this is basically traffic that goes through your node. The props represent the rewards. I don't know what they're called, props. I just saw a correlation that if I have one reward, this means I've mined, or if I have one prop, I've mined something, and I have a reward. Yeah, I got a few tokens. So anyway, it doesn't intrigue me. I used it, I've shelved it, and then I decided to not waste money on this anymore. And after some time, I realized that, hey, you know what? I actually have a server that is running just one WordPress website and another static website. And I'm like, let me try and just hook up one new node. And this happened actually at the same time when these guys upgraded their Explorer and made it into something more specific, where you can view your nodes and you can see some of your analytics. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I was doing this. And not that this is super innovative. I guess any sort of networked cryptocurrency, whatever, has it. But it felt good to know that, hey, I'm actually also onto something, because people are actually using it. And obviously this is a little bit less less tech oriented. I don't know, a little bit more simplistic. I have more data. So I decided to watch my node with this. And then one day I actually managed what I did is I was not getting any rewards, and I would compare myself to other IPs that were getting much more rewards. Like you see, this guy is having 16 rewards when I have one, and it's been 25 days for him, and usually for me in 25 days I get 2 or 3 rewards max. And I was like, that's interesting. So anyway, I post a print screen of my place, and then one dude on the Discord channel, I don't know his name or anything, he's like, hey, where can I get this tool? I'm like, well, and he messages me in private. I'm like, dude, well, I actually built it as a hobby, and I don't think I'm gonna maintain it. But look, if you're willing to pay $5 per month to monitor your nodes, I'll build it and I'll sell it for you for $5. And then he said, yeah, well, I'd prefer to pay something like $3. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a project I can stream about, and a project that I can make, I can get paid at least $3 for. So yeah, that's the story, and I decided to wrap it up. As you can see, there's a login button that is most likely not working, because back then I was trying to make it with a login interface. So you need to authenticate to be able to use the token. To use the analytics tool. But for today, I think we're gonna drop that. So the plan for today is the following: we want to start to store historically, because what's happening behind the scenes right now, you can see here I have a Flask app running in Python. And then underneath I have my React server running, and all that is happening is that the React app is calling my Flask app, which is calling the nodes on the it's making a node request, and then it's outputting the response as a what do you call it, as a JSON string. And that's it. So what I want to do today is actually go ahead and make this scalable and historic. So one thing we have to deal with is the fact that there are failing requests. So in my list of nodes, I have some nodes that are not active anymore. Who knows why? Probably people lost too much money on it and decided to leave the game as I did, or they just play with it a little bit, or maybe they're rotating IPs. Who knows? Ooh, lowest pings 0. This is actually weird that you get zeros, but because this is in milliseconds, and I mean that would be really fast. Anyway, so yeah, let's start. Let's figure out what we want to do. So first off, I'm gonna show you. Actually, I didn't prepare for this one. I was not prepared for this one, but Pony ORM. I think that's my user handle there. Okay. Pony ORM. Editor. I'll have to log in real quick. Oop. All right, let's see. Yep. Okay. So, oop. Here we are. So what I decided to do is basically something simple with like a table for the node, an event that is going to be for alerts and all kind of notifications. Besides that, we'll have the point, which is basically a metric. I should rename this to metric. And then, so let me see, a metric, plural name metrics. And then the metrics will be the following: uptime, state, relays, basically the same thing I showed you guys here in my table. Yep. So we have the version, the state, the messages per hour, props, connections, average ping, and so on. So this is what we want to store historically, and then let's call this historic metric entry. And then here are entries. So we'll have a metric, and then we'll have the value, and then the events are something we're going to handle with later. This one we'll call his metric entry. So one challenge I have here is that I've built my app on Flask, and it's not a big deal. I like it, but I don't know what to use for my database management, because I want to have something that has, migrations. I would like to avoid using Django, because this is what I internally started with. This is what I initially started with, but I decided not to. I decided to jump to Flask. There was so much overhead with Django. So yeah, this is the schema we're gonna try to build. I think for tonight we're gonna stick to Huey to create these simple tables real quick, and actually start to write a scraper that can be scaled and stored all this historic data in the thing, which actually makes me think that maybe SQLite is not the best. Do you guys know of any good UI or GUI SQLite preview tool, like so we can run GUI queries? Well, actually, maybe we'll see them here. So anyway, let's start building. The idea is to do the following. We want to use something like Huey, something I've prepared. GitHub Huey. So Huey is like, I tried to use it once with Django as an alternative to Celery. This one will basically, it's actually made by the author or one of the main contributors of Celery, and it's made to actually create scheduled tasks, which is basically exactly what we need. We need recurring tasks that are scalable and have a queue and get data from the queue. What we want to do is go ahead and start with one IP, get all of its get its stats every 5 seconds, and also check for its neighbors. And this is more visible here in my not this. It's visible in my app, where when we call the network, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we've got a lot of failed. This we need to fix too. Did this thing freeze? Let's refresh. No, it didn't freeze. So we're calling in for the neighbors, and basically what it gives out here is a very convenient, why is it not pretty? But anyway, let's see. Pretty JSON, not the extension. Oop. Let me show you guys the payload. Hey, it can't validate it. But anyway, what you see here is the address and the IP of your neighbor. So the idea is that what we can do is we can start historically storing stats on the entire network by starting with a couple of nodes and then parsing in the other the neighbors of its nodes and then storing the stats for those. And the idea is that if we actually try to sell it for a new user, this analytics tool, we will already have historic data for that one. And in theory, it should help us upsell at a faster and easier pace. Let's see. So let's start with firstly with a worker. So I think we'll need, I don't know if I should keep it under Flask API. No, I think we'll call it what should we call it? Should we call it a spider? It's the guy that is gonna go around, it's the code that is actually gonna go around and store parse all the nodes. Let's call it a spider. NKN spider. All right, new folder. NKN spider. New file. Let's call this work. No. This one will be the tasks.py. The reason I'm calling it tasks is because I already know a little bit about Huey and the way they manage these examples. Huey, the way they do it with examples. Mini simple. Add startup shutdown to example code. Add example of using mini Huey. Let's try and see this mini Huey. Mini.py. Huey task. Print scheduling task for execution in 2 seconds. Okay, stop the scheduler. Not strictly necessary, but a good idea. Yeah, this one is a little bit too simple. Let's see, simple. So in one terminal, run const.sh, in another terminal in Python main to try out the various worker classes you can run: thread, greenlet, and process. I think threads should be okay for us. Greenlet is like virtual threads from what I know, and a process, I don't know the difference between a process and a thread. It's probably like a PID process sort of thing. So okay, let's get rolling. Let me see. All right, so he has main.py, task.py, and this is the tasks.py I was telling you about. So here's a task to add, multiply, slow, Flasky task. Not sure what a Flasky task is. If task is not none and task retries equals 0, Flask task succeeded on retry, blah, blah, blah. Periodic tasks. Oh, this is the one I want. Cron tab minute. This task runs every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes. I want something that runs every 10 seconds, but we'll get there. Okay, so Huey periodic task, cron tab, and that's it. Okay. We'll need a, let me see. We'll need models. Let's keep them in here for now. Because we need to store the relationship. So I'm gonna pull out Huey. Well, actually, I'm gonna probably use one of my open recent. No, let's use Huey. So let's install Huey. Huey is something real simple to use for database management. It's like an ORM built on Python. I kind of like it because it's lightweight. I've worked with it a little bit, and you can integrate it with Postgres, but usually I just use the good old SQLite. Huey. Let's see. Let's get it started. Quick start. There you go. How easy is that? So I want to do a split screen. And because I want to make sure I know the, yeah. So what do we need? We need a model called node that is gonna get an IP, and we'll have events and metrics. Okay, that's all we need. So we need events. All right, let me turn on some music. All right, so we'll need a metric, but it goes on the other one. That's it. Class database. We'll call this nodes. Then we have metric. This metric will have a node. Gotta look up how we call the relationship. Relations. Foreign key field. Foreign node. With a backgraph. Yep. With a backgraph of metrics. Yep. And what else does this one have? I think that's it. No. So the metric has a metric type or metric name. Metric key, let's call it, because they need to be unique. Char field. How do we call the unique? This is migrator. Just pass it in as a parameter. Fancy. Okay, what else? Let's see. Where are you? Historic metric and events. These are all relational. So we can move on to the next one. So one thing I'm worried about is that we might quickly escalate to a lot of data, which is going to be expensive in terms of space and query time. So we'll have to run some tests on this. So his metric entry key node, this one has a metric. Well, actually I'm going to do this value float field, and then we have a metric, his metrics. And that's it. And we'll not deal with the events for now. All right. Now we need the method for creating tables. Create model tables. Define init db. Cool. We're getting somewhere. So let's do this. IPython. Oop. Okay. Do we have IPython? Yep. IPython. So from NKN spider dot models. Hey, we didn't. Whoa. We need to save this. Okay, let's rename this. No. 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 What are you doing? Delete from trash. How do I? Is there no restore on Ubuntu? Oh, there you go. Restore. Could not determine original location of tested file. Could not restore from trash. Well, at least I can do this. And then we do a new file. Models.py. Boom. All right. From NKN spider models import all. Unindent does not match any other indentation. Are we not consistent with the indents? Yes, we're not. Because copy pasting is evil. Let's quickly fix this. Almost there. Yay. Okay. So now we're gonna just run initdb. User is not defined. Where do we have? Oh yeah, I always forget this. Node metric. So yeah, this is the part I don't like about Huey, is that you're running all of these manually, and also in IPython I don't like that it doesn't reload. Okay. This should be here somewhere. Let's verify. NodesDB. Yay. We have it. It's probably, well, it's okay. Now let's move it into NodesDB. Sorry, I mean into NKN Spider. Okay, cool. So we're gonna work in this directory as an app itself. Cool. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and make a scraper. Right? Spider. Let's call this scrape.py. No, I want to be a little bit more creative with this. Let's call it not scrape.py, but something like caller. Okay, scrape.py. Maybe creativity will hit me later. So we'll need requests. What's the Linux command for viewing, and then groups max 2 columns? No, that's not it. How do I view, show minimap, hide status bar, enter full screen layout? Oh, layout. Shift Alt 1. So I want to check this because basically I need this. Let's copy this. So we'll basically have what I'm thinking of is the following. Like, whenever you want to get live data, yeah, actually it makes sense. Live data will be pulled every 5 seconds, whereas I think it's safe to say the 1 minute or even 5 minutes, we can store the historical data every 5 minutes, because I don't think that all of this data is so sensitive or is changing so much that you need to have it every 5 seconds. So on these live overviews, sure. But when you're going to look, so we'll have like real time and we'll have like historic. So what do we want? We basically want to run these two things. And then we want to run some math on these. Okay. Let's make it into a class, shall we? Yeah. NKN scraper. We'll receive an IP. One thing we need to care about is, but we'll get there. So self.ip equals IP. Here we basically copy this. We'll have to deal with the tries and accepts. Well, actually, I need this entire thing. So this is not a command, that's why I'll call NKN scraper. And we'll call this get metrics. This one I want to actually make into two smaller things where we will be get status. No, actually, let's see. Let's just print for now the requests. So we need JSON. Now we can go ahead and try to read the data as JSON. And we need to do the same. And for now, let's just print them. I want to check the temperatures of my... I think it's actually quite okay. And the stream looks cool as well. It looks good. The latency is very small. And everything is readable. Oh, I'm amazed. That's cool. All right, let's get back to work. So here we are. Guys, we have the initial scraper. Let's pass it in an IP and, oh, wait. Here we need to do self IP. Yeah, and these are the nodes payloads. Let's run this. NKN scraper import NKN scraper s equals NKN scraper. Come on, you can do it. And we'll pass in an one IP. Let me see, where is it? Where's my Brave? So let's say we take this one. I'm still getting used to pasting in the terminal. s.getMetrics. Oop, forgot about self. You know what? I'm a little bit too tired of, I think I'm, even though I like a lot IPython, I think I overuse it because this should be done simply like this for a test. NKN scraper, pass in the IP, and then do scraper as that get metrics, and we can just run it from here. Kaboom. Neighbors is not defined, sure. Cause yes. Hey, it works. Now I'm not sure how we should handle the timeouts yet. So, cause obviously some nodes will go offline and we need to signal that. So whatever we use for a timeout, whatever we do is we need to make sure that it's returning something here in a proper way and not just raising an exception. Let's see. Okay, so we have the data here. Now we need to do basically so this is not metrics, get node data, because this is something very, very simple, and this get node data should basically define, well, serialize extract metrics. Let's call it something like this. Self, and then we have status and neighbors. I think with neighbors we don't want to do too much. Let me see. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Let me do this. I'm gonna run it again. Because what I want to do is I want to take one neighbor and convert it into a, whoa. That's a big payload. How many fucking neighbors are there? Oh, this is still the status. All right, brilliant. So from here on, ugh. Copy. Nope. Let me quickly install a JSON formatter. Okay, let's see if this works. You know what? I'll just use an align one for now. Too lazy to pretty JSON. Let's see. What's with the errors? Oh, it's because it's a dict. All right, I can live with that. So what do we get? We get the address, we get the height, we get the is outbound. I know we do need to do some calculations. TLS WebSocket port. There is something with round trip. This is this we need. This is the, this goes into a metric for the ping. So actually we can't, I was thinking to just extract the other things, but actually it makes sense to grab them. I was thinking to exclude all the other payload. Protocol version. I don't know if I care about it. Maybe I do. Oof, this one is far away. NKNlabs.io. What is that? Nope, nothing. Let's see. Okay, so I know I've had some some calculations. I know I had something somewhere. Let me try to find it. So I'm pretty sure I had somewhere with a, oh, there we go. Poll and persist, get node status, get node neighbor. Hey, look, I made this stuff already. Gotta check for no result and offline nodes. Yay! So, as I told you guys, I already tried to build this once, and I did it in Django, so maybe I'm actually overdoing it. Like, in terms of like making it again, quota? Get user, oh yeah, that's me trying to actually, yeah, trying to limit users, which we will do too, but it shouldn't be here. It's amazing to see how much his node status, his neighbor status. Yeah, I was just saving these raw statuses, which is something I don't want to do now. Calculating extra metrics for nodes, and this is what I want. So, get node neighbor, get node status. This is what we have already with the requests. Yeah, this we don't want to do, nor do we want this to be in a loop. So actually these are the ones I was looking for. Brilliant. This saves some time. And this is from statistics. Let's grab them. What do you know? We got off easy. So now the question is, do we want to separate these or not? No, I don't think we want to separate these, because we'll have basically one, we will have something like this, self metric, and it's going to be a JSON dictionary that we will be filling up according to the schema. No, I don't need this. Here, metric value. So I need to have the key of the metric to be able to grab it by the ID for that particular thing, and then value. I'm actually not sure if this is a smart move or whether I should save them all together, but probably I can index. I'm not a big expert on time series, so we'll have to figure this one out. Okay, so metrics. Show me the metrics. We'll start with uptime. None. This serves like a schema. State. Now the state should be an enum. The tricky part is I don't know all the states, so we'll have to figure it out. For now, none. Relays, which are basically the messages. Relay messages, none. Relays per hour. Ooh, I think I need to do it like this. Relays per hour, none. Props, which are the rewards. Connections, none. And then we go with, I will actually do height first. Average ping, none. Minimum ping, well, minimum, let's do it minimum ping. High ping, none. So these should be all of them. Now what we do is we're gonna start calculating each of these. So I wanted to copy it, but I'll rather do this. Oof. Oh, connections. Oh yeah, I have the count. Wow. Okay. So let's start with the uptime. Return. I'm not sure what the best practice here is, guys. So should I go with defining this one here and then accessing it, or should I just build it on? No, I think it's a better idea to do this. So we do this self.metric. Self metric. Which one do we start with? With uptime. That one comes from status. Well, actually, let's do this status data. And then neighbors data. Yeah. Yep. Actually don't need, well, yeah, I probably need it. I think that will be better. It's better that we return the self metric metrics like this. So self metrics uptime, and we're gonna get the uptime. The uptime comes in from the I think I actually didn't manage to do those. Workers, pull and persist. Now time zone now. I don't know why now. What the hell was I doing here? Get node status. If response is not none, return response. Otherwise try to JSON. Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Get response. Here's why. So that can it be more ugly than this? Eek. Ooh. Okay, so here we have that. So it's in the result, right? So okay, so stats data. Status equals status data result, and neighbors data, and then neighbors equals status data result. Okay, so status uptime. Ooh, let me see, where do I have them? So the reason I'm reusing my code here, or rather refiguring out what I wrote here, is so that I don't have, I'm too lazy to go through the JSON object. Ooh, I think that's good enough. Yeah, you can read this. Where node status. Okay, so uptime. That's easy. Okay. Uptime. I will probably need to parse the, well, actually, let's see with this one. We can see it in the here. Current timestamp. Okay. Yeah, that I don't care of. Proposals submitted, protocols, versions. Okay. All right, so yeah, uptime, that makes sense. Then we go for self.metrics. I feel like this is stupid what I'm doing here. Cause, yeah, I don't know what's the best. I think these should be properties on the, I don't need a, yeah, that's stupid. It's plain stupid. Okay, next state. So here I'll need a enum. Okay, state enums, and I need to check Python star Python 3 enum. From enum class enum. Oh, okay, that should work. But can I get it by ensuring unique enumeration, duplicated values, auto. So I guess I don't need an enum. Well, how do you do this properly? Python 3 enum from string. Ah. Okay. Enum import enum. Node state. Node state, and then it's an enum. So now we need to figure out all the states of a node. There we go. How easy is this? persist finished, synced all. Okay, so waiting for syncing, sync started, sync finished, persist finished. And probably there's an offline. He doesn't have an offline. Because probably they don't have it in the... Well, actually also another thing we can do is we can copy this, go to NKN, github.com/NKN, and we can search for enums here. There we go. Oh, this is view. Why is this? Vote. Here. Waiting for syncing, sync start. Yeah, these are the ones. Cool. Let's grab these. Let's fix indentation. And we'll actually have offline as -1. And this is Python. We don't need this. Let me double check if we use assigns. Yes. And last but not least, we need to make sure that the response we get here is also, yep, persist finished. Brilliant. Cool. Well, we're moving ahead. I think so. Extract the metrics. In this case, when we have the metric offline, sorry, the node, when the node is offline, what we need to make sure is that okay, node is offline, we're not going to get a response, which means we're not going to get into this beauty, which means we'll have to use the enum offline. Okay, cool. Which means here we'll always have a proper value. So what we will do is we will say node state is status state. Cool. Self.metrics relay, and that is equal to boo 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 boo. I'll start copy pasting a little bit, although it's evil. Relay our relay messages. Huh, I don't count it here. Okay, I'll check for the formula I used. Here, public, my client, React thing. Actually, you know what, guys? I'll share some music with you too. No, actually, I will not. What was that? Relay per hour. Yeah. So getting the public 5 actions, constants, lib, reducer, storage, React, containers, homepage. I think it's the demo page, and relay per hour. No, this is not the one. I bet if I look for 60, yay, node uptime by 60 by 60. So this is stats. And then I need uptime. Oh yeah, I've got it here. Props. Okay. So these are raw. And these ones are calculated. So raw. Well, actually, then this one is also calculated. Okay. Self.metrics. Yeah, this one goes out of here. Okay. Sorry, got distracted a little bit. I just wanted to see how I'm doing on Twitch, and apparently there's a lot of competition. So, okay. Gotta live with it. Anyway, so the shitty part is that today I'm not as productive for some reason. It's probably because I'm a little bit tired. So, self metrics relay age. Next, connections is simple. That is the length of neighbors. Yep. Then I want to do two more things. So actually what I'm gonna do is the following. Yeah, this is stupid. This is very, 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 very stupid. Because this should be... This is a model, dude. This is stupid. You're adding this to a JSON so you can... I told you this is stupid. Yeah. Well, actually, this is not just one model. This is many models. That's why I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, okay, we'll live with this. Okay, so here we calculate the... Now we're going into this beauty. So, oh, height is also a raw value. So let's do this real quick here. Stats height. And this is not state, it's sync state. Got it? Okay. Where's my music? Okay. Relays per hour, connections we got. Now we're going into average pings and so on. So for that, how fucking ugly is this? Wow. Yeah. We'll do this. Pings equals, yeah, for neighbor in neighbors, data result. This we don't need, because we already extracted that. Now I also want to extract the IPs. So you can actually sneak peek on the performance of the others' nodes and figure out what's wrong with their node. How come their nodes are so special? So this one will be, I think it's called a address like this. We had it here. Yeah, address. Ooh, except we need to remove this TCP part and the port part. So let's do this. Dot replace. TCP with this, with nothing, and split by semicolon and grab the 0th element. This way we grab the, yeah, because the port might be various. They can open different ports. I think they range from 3001 to 3005. Usually everybody runs on 3001, but I don't know for sure. Hence the precaution. So, oh, I see somebody's watching. Hey. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm building a NKN network, which is like a cryptocurrency. Disclaimer, don't spend money on this. Do it only for fun and for learning purposes. There's no such thing as free money and buying Lambos based on coins, at least for the majority. So yeah, basically I'm building an analytics tool that is similar to what this guy has built here. This is my tool that I've built internally, and then somebody saw it by accident in a print screen, and they were like, hey, I want to get access to this with some more metrics and stuff, and I'm ready to pay for it. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to build something. I'll let you try it, and then you tell me if you want to pay for it. But this is what the other dude has made, and it's basically similar to what I've done. He actually released it a little bit ahead of me, but I was already developing this one. Actually, it was basically at the same time. And yeah, I'm trying to just go ahead and provide more value and see if I can sell it as a service. Because the sneaky thing I want to do is he doesn't show me who my neighbors are and how their nodes are doing, and I want to do that. So as you can see here, I'm comparing to other nodes that have been my neighbors once when I actually extracted from the logs, but I want to automate it so that I store data about the entire network, and I hope I'll not have to spend thousands or hundreds of euros on hosting for this, but worst case scenario, I've got my machine at home. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to work. Now we're basically extracting the data from all of these, from the neighbors, and I'm taking the ping times, and I take the neighbor IPs. And these ones I'll just save as nodes in my models. So let's move on. We've got the ping, we've got the IPs. Actually, I'll leave this at the very end, because, okay. So now that we have the pings, we can do the following. Self.metrics, metrics, average ping equals mean of pings. And this part is code I've written back in summer. That's terribly ugly and terribly unoptimized. I think I was really tired or a bit drunk, or maybe real drunk when I wrote it. But anyway, it helps out with not having to manually again deconstruct the JSON thing. Oh, I lost it. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. So we're getting the average ping, the minimum ping. This should be just min, I think. Ah, it's not here. It's here in workers. So minimum is median low. Max. And then median. Do I need it? Well, yeah, let's do it. So let's corrupt this. Okay. So I think I have it all. Now what we need to return is obviously the metrics. And the neighbors IPs. Actually, you know what? I don't like that I'm doing it here. So I'll make a different method here. Define extract neighbor nodes. And I'll pass self and the neighbors. Yeah, neighbors data, and then I'll return in neighbors data result. There we go. Come on, there you are. Okay. So this will extract the neighbor nodes. And here we have a little bit of an ugly one, but okay. And no more need of this. So what do we have? We have the following. We have metrics equals self dot what is it? Extract metrics. status data, and neighbors data. I have a feeling. Yep. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, this all looks good. Okay. Now we can print the metrics and the IPs. Let's actually grab this. Neighbor. Hey, I don't like this. Neighbors. Where is this one coming from? C. That's what I don't like. Now this looks better. Okay, so neighbors IPs. Well, actually, it's neighbor IPs. Self.extract neighbor nodes. Okay, then we call it nodes. And neighbor data. Now we can print this. Oop. Metrics. There we go. So let's give this a shot. Python manage py. Oh. Where are we? Wait. There we go. Not manage py. What we need is scrape. NKN scraper. Dang it. What's off? Something is off here. That looks good. That looks good. Invalid sect. Oh, yeah. There we go. Hyping none. Self is not defined. Line 34. Oh yeah. Derp. Come on. Stats. Status. You copy paste, it's evil. Line 77. Median high. Aren't what's, oh, not height, height. Got it. Okay, here we go. Hey, check this out. We have a dictionary with the historic pings, well, the historic data. Oop. Let's check it out. Yeah, really? What the hell? Oh, there we go. Check this out. Uptime, node state persisted 3. Ooh. So this state thing, I want the, how to get the int value of this. How does enums work? How do enums work for getting the node state number 3? Persist finished. So this is, it's the correct thing. Let's see, Python get enum value. I have it here. No, I don't. Did I lose it? Okay, Python enum get int. Red mint true. Oh, so there we go. Remember that value, name and then value. Okay, so we need the value. We don't need the object because we can't persist the object in the database. Although I think maybe Postgres can pull it off. I prefer to have it as int because we're gonna store different types of data in the same cell or column. Okay, where do we have the node status state dot value? Hey, look at this. State number 3. Relay. And then all of these IPs, are new IPs that I can copy. Oh, don't want to copy as HTML. And I'll just replace this so I can already test that on my cool little, oh, come on, key repeat. On my nifty little, nope. So I can already test it in my tool. I'll take all of these out except one. And I need a comma. Show me the nodes. What the fuck? Oh no, don't tell me you don't like spaces. Why did I not? Ah. Okay. Oof. No. Oh no, I've crashed my... This is stupid. Why is it doing like this on Linux? So on Macs, when you do a Command F, Control Find in Sublime, you're actually getting it into a freaking... So now it's trying to replace or find all the spaces in all my fucking trees with all standard libraries and everything. God damn it. Ah. Come on, wake up. You can... No. It's worse. Sublime. You're shitting the bed on Ubuntu. Seriously. So what do I do now? I'll just quit. Well, can I quit? Don't make me do it the bad way. Okay, there you go. Let's open it up back. Ideally, yeah, brilliant. So now it doesn't have this. Oh. Nope. So now we can use it. Oh, there's a limit that I've added. Ha ha ha. Let's remove this limit. So for those who just joined, this is a tool I've built in the summer, and I'm trying to upgrade to a proper product app, and in an attempt back then to not lose, well, to create an urge to sell this product for someone to buy the product, I've added this limit of 50 nodes. Let me see where it is. There we go. Let's lift up this limit to 100 nodes. Actually, I don't know how many I have here. Definitely don't have 100, but for test purposes, let's bring it back. Show me the nodes. Hey, it's still... Oh, it paginated. Shit. Okay. All right. Oh, my Flasky little app is actually... It's pulling the weight. Let me see. Whoop. Whoa, Ubuntu, you're shitting the bed. Look at this guy working. Working hard. Okay, I've got to bookmark this. because I like this having much more nodes. So yeah, basically now I can store all of this information historically for all these nodes. And I don't know if this one is gonna... Oh yeah, it's global. It's globally storing. So we can see the most profitable node. It's this dude. It's been running for 15 days with an average ping of 28 and 145 connections. But the relay messages is, whoa. Now who's the worst? An average ping of 255 for 10 days. Still two props. What? Wait, what? Oh no, I thought it was global, but it's not. Okay, let me see if I can lift up the table size. Let's see, table. Huh. Gutter 8. Unchanged data source. Okay, nodes. Let me see real quick. This is Ant design. Let's see if we can lift up the limit. No, where's the table? Yeah, show me the visible on close after close. Whether the tag is closed or not. This is okay. There should be some options. Size? Come on, man. Show me the... Oh, this would work. Oh, but this is a fixed header. Dynamic settings. Default small size middle. Okay, here, pagination. There should be something about size. Indent size. No. Config of pagination. You can reference table pagination config or full pagination document. Oh, come on. And design table React max rows. Let's Google it. Do I have something here? Rows? Text area? Columns? Ah, fuck it. Okay, you know what? Screw it. It's good enough. We'll find it. Basically, it's not gonna help me out in any way. Holy shit! Did it crash? Huh? Did it fucking crash? Now I'm curious. Because I'm doing quite a few calls. Hey, this is also... Fuck, I didn't save the... It's because I don't override the URL. There we go. Now I can bookmark this. Okay, so why the fuck did it die? Yeah, I don't have another one. So it died. Well, that's sad. We'll optimize that later. But it said that it died. And also, why is Ant Design stupidly showing the... stupidly limiting us? Okay. This is a small victory. Let's start persisting this to an SQL database. Whoop. SQLite. We're doing SQLite through Huey for test purposes, and then we'll do it properly. And maybe I'll move this all to Django, because Django can handle users and authentication and stuff out of the box, and I don't have to do it on Flask. But at the same time, I don't want to overcomplicate things. Okay, so basically what we do with this is we return the metrics. Return metrics and node neighbors. Neighbor nodes. Cool. So now we can have a small little worker running this for us. So a to-do here is to handle the offline nodes. So by the way, it's not this code that is getting us the data here. The data is served by a small little nifty, what is it, 44 line Flask app. I love Flask. 44 lines, out of which code is only 4 lines. Okay, 6 lines, because I have to define the route. And okay, maybe we can adapt this too, but still, fucking beautiful. Okay, so holy shit, it works. Now let's go and start persisting this data. So we've got the scraper. Now we got to make we've got to make a worker. Yeah. Worker. Worker.py. I think we will not need much. We'll need models from we'll need no, we don't need JSON. So from models import node. No, let's import an ingester, which is something we'll add right there. Yep, and from scraper. Why is this freaking flickering thing happening on the stream? Do you guys see it as well? It's weird. I thought it was the bitrate, but it seems that it's a Ubuntu thingy that doesn't go. Yeah, there it happened again. What the? That's weird. Anyway, so from scraper, oh, NKN scraper. Scraper import NKN scraper. Let's see. I should also remove this test code. So what are we gonna do now? NKN worker. Worker. Work. So we'll get all the nodes from the database. Yeah, then I need the nodes. Node. Node.select. I think that's all. That's to get me all of them. So I'm using Huey for those who are new here. So I'm using Huey, and if I'm not mistaken, all I need to do is use select iterate for message in some user messages. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Yep. I then don't even need that. So for node in node.select, s equals NKN scraper node.ip s get node data. And this is equal to metrics and neighbor IPs. And then what we do is the following. Ingester dot ingest metrics. For simplicity, I'll just do this. Ingest metrics ingester dot ingest nodes neighbor IPs. Cool. Let's build these two small things right away. Node that sorry, models. I just need to make sure I'm in the spider. Okay. Class ingester. I think it's static method like this. I define ingest. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check a different project that I made, because honestly I don't remember. Let me just quickly check it on my other page, my Bitbucket. I don't want to Google too much. It's basically about persisting from. Oof, we forgot something, guys. I just realized we need a created at. Well, here I'll just use datetime. And for that I also need to check the, let me quickly check. I'm too lazy to go through the Huey documentation, and I've used this last week in a different models, in a different side project. It's actually this side project. I think there's nothing. Yeah, I can show it to you. So here I'm also doing this. So this is what I actually want to copy paste. And create that. This is datetime field, datetime now. So this we need on the, yeah, that project is a shameless plug, guys. So it's this one, also built with side project radar dot. So it's this side project that I've built on Flask as well. I didn't actually stream this one because I thought it was a little bit too basic, and I wanted to get my hands on dirty on what do you call it, on on Flask, but it's basically scraping my favorite subreddits and every hour, and it's looking for, I'm basically scraping for side projects that people build. I found some pretty cool ones today. Let me see. This one is actually impressive. I have no fucking clue how this guy made it so fast. So you can type in something as a sync state. Crazy. It's really fast. And maybe NKN2, nope, didn't find anything. Regular expression, probably documents and stuff, but oof, it's impressive. So yeah, back to, if you're curious about this, you can check it out. But now back to Python. So yeah, I copy pasted from this one. So datetime, we need datetime and the datetime field. Not here. From datetime import datetime, and we'll need it for the historic metric. Yeah. Do we need it for the node? Yes, we want it on the node so we know when we created this node. Well, no, fuck it, we don't need it. We'll have it in the data. We'll have it here on the metrics. We know the earliest type point of data. That's when it was in. Okay, so anyway, static method derp indent. And I wanted to copy this part. So side project select where I'll copy this, but we're not gonna use all of it. So what we need to do is the following. So I need to, what do I receive here? I receive a dict metrics, but I obviously need to receive the IP as well, node IP, so that I can handle the, oh shit, I need to also create the metrics if they don't exist. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? So the question is, what comes first? Where's that thing? Here. Man, it's crashing. Okay, but I see why. I have fucking 9,000 errors and 19k errors and 9,000 warnings. Okay, I'll give you that. I should not console log everything. It's probably eating up on memory, and there's a safety mechanism. Okay, let's cut half of these off. Let's just leave a few. So the big question is, what will come first? My IP as a user, or will it be? Okay, I think I found it. I found the idea. I found the solution. So we basically need to have a create signal on the node itself, so that when we create this node, we pull in this. We pull in the. We create all the metrics. So for those who are just here, who just got here, what we have is this. So we have one node that has many metrics, that has many historic metrics with the value and date time. Something I forgot. Yep. So what I need to do is on the signal for creating one node, we'll be creating the set of metrics. And that is why we will do something smart. And here, don't save. This nice little, not worker, but the scraper. Told you it was not meant to be there. Where is it? NKN spider scraper here. So this should be somehow shared. Okay, for now I don't want to optimize too much because I don't know what models I'll be using, so I'll just copy paste this for now. It's a bad practice, but but it's basically the template that I need. So we'll start with the node then. Define ingest node. Well, I'm throwing in multiple nodes. Sorry guys. So I'm throwing in multiple nodes, and I usually try to avoid when a function is doing actions on multiple things. I'd rather loop through that function. But in this case, I'm always going to be adding multiple nodes, so I could probably use something like a for loop. A for loop on persist is shouting no. Peewee bulk create. Bulk create. Bulk inserts. Haha. Okay. Okay. Fuck, they're doing it with a... Okay, yeah, this is what I'm... Why are you putting it like... Label it as bad, guys. Because I was like almost in... Anyway. Insert many data source. Execute. Field value, field value. Okay, brilliant. So... The only trick here is that we will need to pass in the IPs or as... Do I loop them here? Or do I loop them through here and make them into dicts? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. IPs equals, or nodes. IP for node IP in node, well, sorry, for IP in node IPs. Okay. Okay, nodes data, we've got it. What's next? Yeah, now we execute. Is he having an atomic? Yeah, with DB atomic. You can of course wrap this in a transaction as well. Because I don't know what exactly I'm gonna use, I'll just do this. Insert many data source. Okay, node. Ooh, where am I to? Insert many node data dot execute. And now I need to retrieve this. The question is, does this return something? Tweet archive insert from select. No, this is not what I want. Because now we need to... we also need to make sure, man, this is... It's tricky when you work with libraries you don't know very well. So what if we need to check if that IP doesn't exist yet. Does insert many test for that? Let's check. Well, okay, I have the IPs. So what I can do is I can probably just define create metrics set metrics set node IP yeah, so we'll select it and then set it. Just a bit stupid, but yeah, we'll get through it. Okay, so for key value in metrics.items, and here we will have the IP, and this is a static method too. So here we get the IP. Man, I'm really afraid this is gonna let's try it. IPython from models import node. Yeah. So let's try this bulk insert from IPython. So from node from models import node. Oh, come on. Okay. Node.insert many, and then we'll have IP1. It needs to be a character, and then another. Yeah, this needs to be a nice little array. IP2. So the first insert will work, obviously. That execute. But I think I have a constraint. Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't add this constraint here. Let's delete this file. Let me just copy it. I have it in the history. Okay, and now we do from, and then I also need init database. Now we have the constraint, the unique constraint. And now if we do node equals insert, the first time it worked, the second time it did a fail. The question is, will it add number 3? No, because it's an integrity error. Huey. Huey insert many ignore duplicates. Oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Ugh. Absurd. Yeah, I'm afraid that this replace into will actually fuck up the relationship. Okay, we'll have to do it the dumb way. Yeah, I don't want to do it like that. Yeah, I think, guys, I'll have to close in for tonight. It's been a long day. Thanks for watching. We've made some progress. We have a worker, we have half of an ingester, and we have a database schema, which is a lot. Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to, I don't know, follow. I'm new to Twitch and streaming per se. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night, day. Cheers, guys.